Hey friends, so today's going to be a little different. I'm outside with my toddler, letting him get some fresh air, get some energy out, and it's crazy windy, as you can see and probably hear. But I figured I would take a few minutes and kind of tell you guys my story. I feel like I started a YouTube channel and I didn't tell you guys who I was. I didn't tell you guys like how I got here or anything about my journey. If you see me like look off, it's because I'm trying to watch the toddler. So, where to start? Well, I guess we could start. I was born on a dreary October. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, my whole life, I've been overweight. Pretty consistently, I've been overweight. When I was 3, I had ASD, which is an atrial septal defect in my heart, and I had open heart surgery at the age of 3 to repair that. So I saw a cardiologist regularly for checkups. Since the surgery, everything has been great with my heart, but I distinctly remember a time, I think I was in elementary school, and the cardiologist told me and my mom that, I was obese. And I remember hearing that, and I remember thinking, like, I've got to do something to get this weight off. And I also remember that the second we got in the car, I asked my mom if we could go get McDonald's before she took me back to school. Food has always been a coping mechanism for me. I'm not sure if it's like a Southern thing or if it's just like a family thing, but the older I got, the more, in high school I used eating and not eating as different coping mechanisms because I couldn't control things and it spiraled. So I moved out of my parents' house when I was 21. And I had started before that. I had got a daycare job, and it was my first big girl job. I was an assistant director. I was making decent money for my age group. I was like 20 and 21, so we were constantly eating out for lunch, eating out for breakfast, eating out for dinner. There was a lot of drinking involved, and, beer. The local Mexican restaurant had dollar beer nights, and I definitely would partake in all of those things. I remember different points I would eat at the local Mexican restaurant like 4 or 5 days out of the week, if not more. And so I started to pack on the weight in my early 20s and in probably my late teens. And I have no idea what I weighed in high school. Not one clue. I remember at different points in high school, like my best girlfriend and I, we decided in January we were going to get healthy and we were going to get fit, and we worked out consistently and we ate really clean for a long time. And I remember feeling and looking really, really good, but I cannot remember. I'll try to post some pictures if I can figure out how to get them in of me at like prom and different things. And I would say I was probably 150 at prom. And I honestly don't really have a clue, but I'm just guessing. And after high school and going into college and with all the freedom, I just kept packing on the weight. I met my husband when I was 22. Does that sound right? I think. We met in the fall of 2017, and I definitely had like happy relationship weight gain, and I just kept packing on the weight. And I remember another one of my girlfriends had decided that she was going to get healthy, and she was like, will you go to the store with me so I can get like healthy foods? And she wanted to get a new scale or whatever. And I remember standing in the aisle at Walmart, and she was testing out scales, and so I was testing out scales, and I remember seeing like 185 on the scale and thinking, holy cow, when did that happen? And I didn't do anything about it. Like I was definitely that person that I would say like I was going to eat better, and then, by dinner time I was still at the Mexican restaurant, or by the next day I was back at the, McDonald's drive-thru for breakfast. And that's how it was for a long time. My husband and I got engaged got together, started dating in August, got engaged in December. We were getting married in May. We found out we were pregnant in March before we got married, and we were ecstatic. I definitely, like all my life, I've wanted to be a mom, and so we were thrilled. I ended up leaving my daycare job not long after we found out that we were pregnant to be a stay-at-home mom. So I spent most of my pregnancy home. I was pretty sick the first trimester, and I did not gain a ton of weight while I was pregnant. I think at my first doctor visit for, you know, at my OB's office, wow, I was about 190. And I think when I had him, I was only like right at 200. I only gained like 10 or 15 pounds when I had him, and he was an 8-pound, 13-ounce baby. So a lot of that was him. I remember after I had him, I stepped on the scale and I was like 202, and I was like, okay, well, that's totally manageable. But his newborn stage and his early months were really hard on me mentally, physically. I wanted to nurse him, and that did not work out, and I felt very defeated by that. And he was not a great sleeper. I was exhausted all the time. I had postpartum depression and anxiety, something awful. And I distinctly remember trying to get him to nap. The only way I knew how to get him to sleep, I would put him in his stroller and pace him around our house. And I remember being so exhausted, and I would put little like cookies and crackers and different things like in his stroller, and I would like eat on them as I was walking because I was just trying to function. I was definitely in survival mode until he hit like 5 or 6 months, and then we hit this turning corner, and it really got so much better for both of us. I ended up seeing a therapist. We had him in November. I started seeing a therapist for my postpartum depression and anxiety over the summer. I would say like July, and then I saw my regular doctor August of 2019. And I told her that I really wanted to lose weight, that I was very self-conscious. Oh, I stepped on the scale at the doctor's office, and I was 241 pounds. So in the course of the first 6-8 months of his life, I had proceeded to pack on 40 pounds. And I told my doctor, and I was so discouraged, and I cried to her, and she told me, she was like, it's not that bad. She was like, really? As long as, we get you down under 200, she was like, I would be thrilled. So I thought that I needed to lose like 100 pounds. And I remember being so thrilled that she told me I only had to lose 40. At that time, she put me on an antidepressant, and I started trying to take control of what I was eating, and she was so helpful. And she told me, she said, don't worry about taking things out of your diet. She was like, don't worry about never eating carbs again. Don't worry about never eating chocolate or cake. She said, add in the healthy things and the bad habits will fall off. So she helped me get a macros breakdown, and she told me, how much water I should be drinking a day. And she was like, just, move your body 30 minutes a day. She was like, YouTube something, go for a walk, whatever. She was like, just move your body 30 minutes a day, incorporate the good habits. She was like, and you will notice changes. And it started off very, very slowly. I was still eating whatever I wanted. I was such a yo-yo dieter. I would hear about a new fad on Instagram or YouTube or wherever, and I'd be like, that's it. I tried all the different intermittent fastings, which I'm not hating on intermittent fasting. I do think it was very helpful for me to learn my body, but because I wasn't doing it properly, I was literally just starving myself and then binging, and then starving myself and then binging. And at one point, I was doing one meal a day, and I couldn't figure out why the weight wasn't going anywhere. And it's because I was still eating way more calories a day than I was burning. I was just doing it in the one meal. So I yo-yoed back and forth for the first 10 pounds. I remember it taking me forever to see 230 on the scale. And I did keto and intermittent fasting, and I lost the first like 10, 15, and then it was 20 pounds. And I was miserable. I hated every second of it. I literally felt like I do feel like I was probably one of the lowest points. I don't feel like I was a good mom. I don't feel like I was a good wife at that point. I was so hungry. I was so restrictive. I wouldn't eat if we were at a family member's house. I would avoid social things altogether, which was great because we were in a pandemic. And so I would avoid all sorts of things. I was, going for long walks and runs 2-3 times a day. There's nothing wrong with that much exercise. I was just going about it in the wrong way. And I'm not hating on keto. I'm not hating on 2-a-days or 3-a-days or whatever. I wasn't approaching it in the right way. So I hit 220, 225. And this was the next year. Like, I did not fully start. I saw my doctor in August of 2019. I did not fully start like my weight loss journey until December 26th of 2019. I saw the pictures from my son's 1 year, like his birthday, and your girl was horrified. I'll put in some pictures. And woo! A lot of the first year in motherhood is survival. And if all you're doing is surviving your first year of motherhood, then you're winning every single day. But when I saw those pictures, I knew it was something I needed to get control of because I was almost 250 pounds and it's not where I wanted to be. And I could not walk up a flight of stairs without feeling like I was going to pass out. And I was so unhealthy. So I remember the day after Christmas of 2019, I got on our treadmill that my granddad gave us, and it was 1,000,000 years old. We still have it. I still use it. And I did 1 mile. And I think it took me like 35 or 40 minutes. And I was so exhausted after, and I was so sore the next day. And guess what I did the next day? I got right back on it. And I was really getting into walking and running on the treadmill. It was something that I could do in the house while the baby was playing in the floor next to me, while he was napping, while he was whatever. And that treadmill really became a place of joy and a safe place for me. But I still was not eating in a calorie deficit, and I still was not eating foods that were going to benefit me. I really did fall in love with running, and I still love running. Running and walking are my favorite forms of exercise. I would 100% rather walk 5 miles than lift weights at this point in my journey. And I like lifting weights. I just love walking, and I love going for a run. And I love that high you get after a long run where you feel on top of the world, and it's definitely addictive. And I guess after I hit 20 pounds lost, October of 2020, I signed up for Weight Watchers. And I had done Weight Watchers as a child, and it was totally different. Weight Watchers today is totally different than Weight Watchers was when I was in the 5th grade. And I am loving Weight Watchers. I am, as of this morning, today is March 11th, 2021. I am 208.6 pounds. And I am loving Weight Watchers. I love the way that within moderation I can eat anything that I want. I love the way that I feel when I get to eat some carbs and some vegetables and some fruits and some lean meats. And I just feel like for me, Weight Watchers is the right plan. I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be in this part of my journey right now. I think that Weight Watchers is flexible enough that you can make it a lifestyle, and I think that it's rewarding enough that it works. I'm a slow loser because I definitely indulge on the weekends, and those are fine things, but I am ready to see 199 on that scale. I have been working for like a year and 3 months to see 199, and it's going to happen. I'm hoping this month. My big push for March is to see 199. So hopefully by the end of this month before Easter, I will be at 199. I will hit Wonderland. That's my big goal. Every month I set new goals for myself: fitness, health, mom goals, wife goals, whatever they are. I do feel like for me personally, my health journey is not just what I'm eating and how much I'm moving my body. It's everything. Yesterday, I was at my mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law's house, who I love to pieces, and my son was outside and he was running around in their yard, and I was chasing him, and I wasn't out of breath, and I wasn't exhausted afterwards, and I felt so invigorated that I asked my mother-in-law to keep an eye on him because I was going to go for a run. And I went for a run yesterday afternoon, and I ran a mile outside in front of people in like 13 minutes flat. And it's just crazy to see how far I've come. And I still have a long way that I want to go. I don't have an official goal weight. Some days I feel like 179 is going to be my sweet spot. But then some days I'm like, maybe 165. And I don't know why I've picked any of these numbers. The Weight Watchers app, I think, told me that I should be at like 155, which maybe that's where I should be. I don't know. I don't know how my body's going to look and how I'm going to feel at any of those weights. If I'm at 155, but I'm so restrictive that like I can't go get margaritas and queso with my girlfriends, then what's the point? That's not life. I am doing this to build a lifestyle, and I'm doing this to change my eating habits so that way, hopefully, weight and food addiction and binging is not something that my son has to deal with. And I do feel like he sees what I'm doing. He sees how active we are. He is an active boy. He loves to be outside running and playing, and I want to be able to do those things with him. And I want to make those changes while he's young, before he can remember a time where, you know, mommy ate a whole pizza for dinner or for lunch and dinner, and I don't want him to see that. I want him to see fresh fruits and vegetables on the table, and pizza on birthdays, and cake because it's a fun holiday, not cake because mom had a crap day and the cake's gonna make mom feel better. I don't want him to see that. I don't want him to think that that's the answer. And my goals for this year, I would love to hit my original goal weight was 179, and I plan to hit that this year. In the year 2020, I lost 30 pounds, so I will, if I can do that again in 2021, I will hit the 179 mark. I started the year like 210, and I have fluctuated between 212 and now 208 pretty much the whole time. Like I said, it's March, and this month's goals are pretty simple. I want to drink a gallon of water a day, which I'm pretty successful at. I have a hydro jug, which makes it super helpful. I want to get a blue dot 6 days a week. Life happens. My mom's birthday's this month. Several of my best girlfriends have birthdays this month. We have Easter around the corner. I don't want to live for the holidays to where I can have a free pass. I want to, enjoy those holidays with my friends and my family, and I just want to eat mindfully and, get right back on it the next day. My neighbor's outside, and I'm sure they think I'm totally crazy talking to my phone, but whatever. But I definitely am working on making this a lifestyle, and I definitely want to hit 179 this year. That is my goal. As of right now, we have a small home gym in our garage. I run, I walk when it's nice out with my toddler, but I don't go to the gym. It's just not something. I stay at home, and I hate to ask people to watch him, and then there's the added expense of the gym, and it's a whole thing, and it's just not something that is convenient right now. But what is convenient, since we live in the middle of nowhere, is putting him in his stroller and going on a long walk. He enjoys it. I enjoy it. It's great for everybody. So this is my journey. We are still in the beginnings of it, and I hope to be able to take you guys all the way through, and I would love your support and your likes and your comments. And if you're also on a health journey or a weight loss journey, I would love to connect with you, because we are all in this together. And without my Instagram community that I've kind of built up over there, I definitely would not have stuck with it. I started my Instagram the same day I started my weight loss journey in 2019, and I have so much love and support from over there, and I feel like I've inspired people over there, and together we're losing weight and we're getting healthy. And I'm planning to run a 5K in April. I've done a 5K before. I woke up Thanksgiving morning before my husband and my son, and I snuck out and I went and ran a 5K, and it was one of the most invigorating things I've ever done. And I have one plan, a virtual one, next month, and one of my big goals for this year is I'd love to run a half marathon. I don't know why. I guess because I'm crazy. It just seems like healthy people run half marathons. No, I don't know. But running is a passion of mine. Weight Watchers is a passion of mine. And, you know, if you're not on Weight Watchers, I hope that I can still inspire you with some of the content on my channel. And if you all would like to follow me on Instagram, I post daily over there. I post before and afters over there. It's a whole hot mess express on my Instagram as well. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a background, and just so you guys didn't think that I was, you know, just took up Weight Watchers for no reason, or that I was a girl that had 10 or 15 pounds to lose. No, I would love to lose at least 30, maybe 40 more pounds, and I've already lost 30, so we'll see where this journey takes us, you know. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you next time.